Motorhead Garage, the program that each week introduces you to and shows you how to install the latest in exciting and innovative products for your vehicle. Motorhead Garage is presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. Now here's your host, Dave Dobson.
Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, is on the air, and we're talking Jeeps. And if you love Jeeps, you no doubt love taking off the top, taking off the doors. But of course, Amber, you found out the hard way that has consequences.
Yes, when you go doorless or topless, you end up with rain inside.
So then you went out to find a solution.
I did. And the reason a solution was more important for me is because I can't lift my doors very well. I have an injury, so I wanted to be doorless more. I found a fabric that's amazing and just made these for myself. And then someone else saw them, they wanted some, so I started making them, and here we are.
Well, tell me about that amazing fabric. It is very cool. It seems very durable.
It is very durable. It is a polyester ripstop, so if you think about a tent, it's more durable than tent fabric because that is still ripstop. It's 100% waterproof. There's a polyurethane coating on the inside, and then this side has a DWR coating on it.
And the grommets, pretty tough as well.
Yeah, we have high-grade grommets. We don't skimp anywhere on any of the stuff that we use. So these go through 3 layers of fabric and makes them real durable as well.
And how are these made? Where are they made?
Well, right now they're made in my basement. I actually do all of the production of this. I cut the fabric, I sew it, I grommet it, and package it.
And that says a lot. They're handmade in the U.S., and they're handled by the owner. Every single stitch is made by you, so you're not going to let this out the door unless it passes your standards.
That's right.
Now, I love the flexibility here. You have grommets all at the top and the bottom, and you can attach them lots of different ways because Jeeps are all different.
Yeah, we can't accommodate every setup of every Jeep. The 4-doors, the JKs and JLs are pretty close as far as how everything's spaced, but I do give extra options if you want to set it up a different way or find a different use for it. If it's a really windy day, then we put the bungees on the bottom and attach it to the spring, and this one's attached to the frame back here.
And you put your money where your mouth is. You're going to love this story. You tested this thing in one of the craziest ways I've ever heard.
I don't know why, but I decided to take it through a automatic car wash. So those suckers about 1200 PSI. And the suction cups made it for a couple minutes, but when are you ever going to get in a rainstorm that violent? But there was no damage to the fabric. And that was one of the things that we were testing.
Now, you said some folks use some other configurations as well?
Yeah, these 4-door curtains have been used as a bikini top for TJs. It will also span from about the sound bar all the way back to the back. The 2-door curtains people have used to cover the entire front dash if they're worried about the whole thing. Customers come up with some of the funnest ways to use these. Very
cool, and Jeep folks are always very resourceful as well. We'll undo this and we'll take a look because you've got some other cool ideas inside the Jeep. Let's talk about these dash covers you've got.
Yeah, and same fun story, you know, got that stereo wet and got stuck on a station that I didn't like for a couple weeks till it dried out. So a lot of the products that I've developed, it's because I've experienced something and I'm trying to find solutions for that experience. In a lot of the Jeeps, when the clock spring here in the steering wheel gets wet, it will cut the electronics. And it takes several days for that to dry out. Same thing with the stereos. Somebody's telling you that they're 100% waterproof, they're not, unless you go buy a marine grade stereo.
And I guarantee you the cost of these is a lot less than a new stereo is. And I see there you got some great looking seat covers as well, front and back.
Yes, the rear seat covers are meant solely for an emergency rain situation. They are a nylon and they are PU coated on the other side. And the front ones, they're the same fabric, but I leave mine on all the time. They're comfortable enough. And I don't have leather seats, I've got the cloth seats. And so I just leave mine on all the time. And when it does rain, I just pop it off, pour it out, move on with my life.
You'll never be surprised by a pop-up shower.
Right, yeah. So those help a lot when you don't have the top on and you don't have anything else with you.
I know black is our option in seat covers, but those match everything. But Jeep folks like to customize their Jeeps and give them a theme and everything. How many different colors can we look for in the curtains and the dash protection?
We have 10 different colors.
So the whole rainbow?
Yeah.
Excellent. And what's the most popular?
Black, red, and pink.
All right, and you've got plenty of that.
Yeah.
You can protect your Jeep, keep it safe in case of a pop-up shower, or keep it safe from the sun. Check them out at lifewithoutdoors.com. And we will be right back with more Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, so don't go anywhere.
Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, is brought to you by RockAuto.com. All the parts your car will ever need. Borla, the world's most winning exhaust. Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. And by Oil Undercoating, the official oil-based rust prevention system.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. We've seen Clamptite on the show before, and we've seen how simple it is to make a brilliant hose clamp. It replaces those old hose clamps. This gives you a 360 seal all the way around. It's better than the original. It's a dynamite clamp. It's a great tool. But one thing we haven't really talked about, is it removable, and how do we do it?
It is removable. We get that question a lot at our shows. And think about this too, when you put a hose clamp on, sometimes it can rust out, and you're basically cutting the hose clamp off just to get it off.
And you could damage the hose.
You could damage the hose, absolutely. And a lot of people think that we're cutting our clamps off to get it off, and we're like, no, it's really a lot simpler than that. So you basically just bend the tabs, back out, like so. That releases it. Grab a hold of the center and pull.
And that's it.
Comes right off. Now, you could, if you were in an emergency situation, use this again, but you would have to move down to something a little bit smaller. But it's wire. It's cheap. It's a lot cheaper than a regular hose clamp. If you got a roll of wire laying around, just put another clamp on it. It's that simple.
Speaking of simplicity, that's what Clamptite is all about.
Absolutely.
And you don't need the old drawer full of hose clamps anymore.
No, absolutely. Everybody's got that drawer that's got tons and tons of hose clamps, and majority of the time, you never have the right size. The great thing about Clamptite is all you need is a tool, a roll of wire, and a pair of cutters. You got any size hose clamp you need. Throw this in your motorcycle, throw this in your car, in your glove box, plane, anything you need, lightweight, it's ready to go.
And the possibilities are infinite. As you said, you could make a hose clamp any size you want. So what are some of the applications you're seeing people use Clamptite for?
Well, really good applications are fuel lines, especially those small ones that you just can't find a hose clamp that will work for it. Your radiator hoses, garden hoses around the house, header wrap, exhaust wrap, it's perfect for that because majority of the time those zip ties that come with them, yeah, they're gonna come off, just vibration alone. So CV boots, power steering lines, AC lines, as well as on your boat, airplane, all different types of uses, any kind of plumbing work that needs done around the house.
That's great, and it's really easy to put on. Even I can do it. I had a couple practice runs at it, and I kind of feel like I'm proficient now just after that. So give us the basic rundown of how to put on a Clamptite clamp.
Well, one of the good things about that is we do tell everybody, practice with the tool a little bit before you use it on any applications. So what I've done is I've just done basically the beginning of it. I've gone around twice, I've attached it to the tool, so now what we're gonna do is just twist it together. That's gonna give you your leverage. You're gonna actually put the loop that you made into the notch, and then you just start turning. This is making the push-pull motion that is creating the 360-degree seal. It's applying even pressure all the way around. You're not twisting the wires together, so you don't have to worry about breaking the wires.
And that's one of the reasons it really stands out from a traditional hose clamp, that you're putting just where the screw is where the pressure's going, so you're getting sort of a lopsided seal around, and that can create areas where in a high-pressure situation you're getting fluid leaking or air leaking.
Very true, because of the flat spot in the majority of the hose clamps, it's oblonging your hose, so you are not creating a 360-degree seal with those. When you're ready to close it off, like I said, you're gonna feel it in the tool. It's getting a little bit tight. So, and you're gonna see it, because you can actually see it's already starting to bite.
Oh yeah.
Now you're ready to close it. 180 degrees if you have the space, just past 90 if you don't. We obviously have the room. Loosen, pull the tool away. Just trim that down. Push them down. That's your finished hose clamp.
That's it. It's that 360 seal and the durability of the wire that makes it better than a traditional hose clamp. It holds up under high pressure situations in all kinds of crazy environments. Well, thanks, Nikki. Clamptite is an amazing tool, and we talked to lots of hot rodders who use it, people who use it in their garage. But Sonora, you're the owner and the president, and you hear from a lot of folks that have a lot of sort of out there applications for it. Who's using Clamptite?
It's interesting because here around even orthopedic surgeons have used it, veterinarians have used it.
What are they using it for?
That put bones back together, because
amazing.
what it does, it's the best way to tighten a wire without the wire breaking, and that's what they love about it. But it's interesting that's not just here on the Earth.
Yeah.
It's actually gone to the moon.
No kidding.
We've received orders from Lockheed Martin, from aerospace companies. Wiley Labs, and that's what they're using it for, is sometimes experimental parts for NASA, but then just actually when they took it to the moon as an emergency tool.
Well, if Clamptite's good enough for Lockheed Martin, NASA, and all the others, it's certainly good enough for your car. It's really an amazing tool. You should check it out. It's at clamptitetools.com. We will return with more Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings in just a couple of minutes.
Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, coming to you from Borla Commerce Park.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. If you are an off-roader, you no doubt have a winch on your vehicle, and you no doubt have found that these metal cables that come on those winches are worthless. And my friend Todd here, you have found out the hard way that they weren't worth very much. And what did you do to remedy that problem?
I was not happy with the steel cable. It kinked, it had burrs in it, cut your hand open. Just was not a pleasant experience. Looked into synthetics, bought one. I did not have a good customer experience. So I went out and figured out how to source it and found it and started sourcing and selling winch rope on eBay originally.
Looking at the rope, it's hard to wrap your head around the fact that it's actually stronger.
Correct, yep. The synthetic rope is actually stronger than the steel cable that it replaces.
What are some of the other advantages then of the rope over the cable? 1/7
the weight of steel cable. It'll actually float on water. So if you're in mud or in a water situation, you can throw the rope across and it won't just sink down. Obviously the hook will sink, but the rest of the rope won't sink. You'll be able to grab it. Whoever's helping you recover will be there ready to help.
Why is it important for it to be lighter than the cable?
1, to save weight savings on your suspension. 2, to make it easier to manage. And 3, just a lot easier to work with.
And we're talking safety issues as well. If something happens to that cable, it should snap or derail while you're using it. The rope has all kinds of advantages over that.
So the steel cable actually, once done, twists as you pull on it harder. The rope, it has a 12-strand braid. It goes around each other, creates a non-rotational force when you're pulling on the rope. That allows you to compound winch and use pulleys and not have to deal with that twisting factor.
And when it twists, you're talking about derailing here. On a standard winch, you have rollers.
Yep.
And that can create all kinds of problems with the rollers and the snatch block or anything like that.
What you run into is the steel cable works great with the rollers, but you'll get the synthetic rope in here, and this counter to what you're probably thinking. The rope will go through here and then actually get in a spot the rollers don't want to bind. So any surface rust or anything on the rollers is detrimental to the rope. We actually replaced them with an aluminum hawse fair lead. These are billet 6061 aluminum that we have milled, machined, and anodized in Kansas to our specifications. They are baby butt smooth, so the rope will just roll right over them and not bind. They're a much better solution than the steel rollers.
How simple is it to install the rope?
The process is very simple. You just take and remove the steel cable. Sometimes you might have to fight the drum connection a little bit, but it's not a big deal. Remove that steel cable. Make sure you don't have any burrs on the winch drum. The biggest thing is to change out those rollers for an aluminum fair lead. Take and put the rope the same way it was mounted. We actually do a couple tricks. You can check them out on our website for how to put them on.
So now it's not just the rope you have on the winch itself. You brought a couple others along with you.
So we actually brought our Amsteel Blue. This is a 3/16 by 50 foot. This rope is premium US made. We also do Diamond Line and we also do Diamondback. This is a Diamondback here and that's also Diamondback. That is a 3/8 by 80 foot. That is a very common rope on your truck winches. We have a whole chart on our website that helps you find the right fitment for your truck, or you can call or email.
So depending on your vehicle, what kind of strength are we talking between these two ropes?
So the 1/4-inch rope that we put on this winch right here has an 8,000-pound braking strength. The 3/8 that we'd use on a Jeep, like that pink one right there, will have an 18,000-pound braking strength.
Amazing. Now your ropes are super tough, they're abrasion resistant, but what if there is a problem when I'm riding out on the trail in the middle of nowhere?
So as we all know, things happen on the trail, and when you're stuck, you'll do anything to get out. That's just part of recovery. What we do sell is a Factor 55 fast fid. These are super handy to have in your glove box. Put this together, and you can use this and a knife or a pair of scissors and have your rope spliced back together in about 5 minutes. Be back to recovery or doing what you need to do.
And these little gizmos here, I recognize this from the sailing world. And tell me how these are used.
So these are soft shackles. As a replacement for your steel shackles. They also have another function. We use them with our winch rings. Take and open this up, wrap it around a tree saver, whatnot. Put this little ring in here. Put your rope over the ring, close it back up, and now you have a lightweight pulley.
So you're doubling the mechanical advantage.
Or you're able to do a redirect to get the forces where you need them.
Fantastic. And the advantages over a hard shackle is you can put this anywhere you want it. It's not going to mar the surface either, so you can keep your vehicle looking nice.
Yep.
That winch ring there, what's it rated to?
10,000 pounds.
And we've got a bigger one here. This would be more for your Jeeps and your trucks and that sort of thing.
That one right there is rated for 20,000 pounds. It's for up to a 10,000 pound winch, and we do have another size larger.
And speaking of larger here, fair lead here, again, for the trucks over the UTVs?
Yep, that's our 10-inch fair lead. That's a double thick fair lead. So it has twice the thickness of a standard fair lead to give you larger radius on the front. So that way when you have to do an off-camera pull, you can guide the rope onto the drum easier.
And to show you these guys aren't messing around, check this out. Here's a little rope back here. Oh my goodness. What is this for?
That is in case you get your dump truck, your tractor, your semi stuck. And then you might also ask, how do you connect it?
That was going to be my next question.
We make big soft shackles too.
Oh my goodness. What kind of weight are we talking? Well,
these are both rated around 150,000 pounds.
Wow. And guys are using these in the towing industry?
We have winch rope making it into the towing industry, and we also make tow bed specific winch fair leads.
Well, there's no doubt these guys are serious about what they do, and their ropes can handle anything you can throw at them. Check them out at customsplice.com. We will return with more Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings right after this.
Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, is brought to you by Custom Auto Sound, the originator of classic car, OEM fit radio since 1977. Steel rubber products, quality crafted rubber parts and weather stripping. Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. And by Tribotex, make your engine last longer.
You know, we've seen how Tribotex can do amazing things for all vehicles, but Pasha, that's not what you set out to research when you developed Tribotex, was it?
We looked at the applications of safe materials in hip implants. If you know, the teeth and hips have completely different applications. Teeth as hard as you can get, and hips is a very soft, special material that usually outlasts teeth in a normal person. The miracle of that cartilage material gave us an insight what we can do to bring it to other applications, like industrial ones. We bought drive cars, was fixing cars, working on all applications, performance, advanced ones. So when you can feel a difference in the car, that really sparks your attention.
What was it like when you thought, oh my gosh, I can use this in my vehicle?
Actually, it was opposite. We used in the vehicle and see, wow, it really works, and showed dramatic results. The vehicle got quieter right away, and then when we build up the film over time, we saw improvement in performance, gain over time, and then we started to actually drift all research toward how we can make that vehicle application by far better and growing. And it has become part of our culture, just vehicle applications.
Well, vehicle applications, Brian, you're a pro at this.
Yeah.
You've got a number of vehicles. You've used them, including a race vehicle. It's pretty unusual.
I mean, it's a Toyota Prius. It's not necessarily considered a race vehicle, but I race it off-road in the Gambler 500. It's a lot of fun, and I actually ran out of oil in one of my races by breaking the oil pan, and the Tribotex protected metal on metal wear.
And Tribotex is perfect for vehicles like that you want to go and go and go.
Yeah, I use it around the house. I use it in my lawnmower, my motorcycle, and I got a little outboard boat that I use it in as well.
It's very clear, and people can rest assured, you guys won't put this in your own car unless it works. So, you know, I'm not going to put something in my car that doesn't work. And the thing I like is all you guys are racers and car people, and that really extends through the whole company, doesn't it, Pasha?
Yes, even if you call our receptionist, Jacqueline, when she picks up the phone, people say, oh, I want to talk to somebody who knows about car, and her answer is, yes, you can talk to me. I'm a certified diesel mechanic.
She's a diesel mechanic.
Yep.
Even the receptionist is a certified diesel tech here at Tribotex. So give them a call, check out their website. You know they're car people, and they're going to give you what's right for your car. Check them out at tribotex.com.
Time now for the lowdown with Magic Creeper.
All right, folks, true story. Last week, a fan of the show flagged me down, saw me, and asked me, hey, what about the Magic Creeper? I see that on the show. Is it really good? Do I want to get one? I said, absolutely. We really do use it all the time. We use it here in our studio when we're working on cars for the show or even for our own use. I rotated my tires last week. I used it as a kneeling pad for that. If we need to get under the vehicle for any reason, if the lifts are taken, then we grab the Magic Creeper and we use it. We also use it on our mobile production truck when we need to get some wiring underneath. We take it with us everywhere we go. All of us here at the show also take the Magic Creeper home. In fact, my wife uses it when she's gardening. Again, a kneeling pad. It keeps her clean, keeps her up out of the wet soil. I've used it for hardwood floors and under the sink. That's like the hardest place to work. It's always uncomfortable. The Magic Creeper lets you slide in and out of there, and it's not so uncomfortable on your back. Scott, he's one of our utilities and our operations guys, and he's always working on some vehicle at home, also here in the shop, and he takes a Magic Creeper with him wherever he goes. And we all have one in our vehicles as well, because of course you can't take a traditional creeper in your car with you. The Magic Creeper rolls right up and it goes right under your seat or in your trunk, and you can take it everywhere you go. The traditional creeper has wheels. It won't go on rough floors, and forget it if you're out on gravel by the side of the road. If you've got some kind of emergency, the Magic Creeper rolls over all of that. You'll never even notice. You can run over tools and rocks and roots and grass, and the Magic Creeper gets dirty. You will not. It is perfect if you're a shade tree mechanic, you want to work outside, work in the yard. The Magic Creeper will go anywhere you want to take it. I always keep the Magic Creeper handy when I'm going car hunting. You want to take a look underneath the vehicle, make sure there's no rust, make sure that's the car for you. The Magic Creeper keeps you clean, and you don't have to worry about getting your work clothes dirty checking out a vehicle. MagicCreeper.com is the only place to get the authentic Magic Creeper. It is an American company. It's a woman-owned company. So shop small, patronize an American company. Check them out online. Get the original Magic Creeper. Well, thanks for wheeling with us here on Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. We're glad you came along for the ride, and we're going to do it again next week, so we hope you're with us then, too. In the meantime, you can check us out on our Facebook page, drop us a line, let us know how we're doing, and you can email Jeff at masterstv.com if you have a product you want to see featured on our show. Until next week, from our entire crew, we will see you same time, same sandbox. So long.